The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1.
The final call on the dance floor has arrived. A lot has changed from the last time they were scheduled to play, but we have arrived to the final destination. The round 1 Salsa 64, the last Salsa dance, ends today. For Clay, it's been an interesting road to get here. Last tournament was not the tournament. Losing the lane, a lot of motivation coming into here. Can he get it done today? For Retro, similar story. Up 3-1, had all the control of the world against Cesar. Ultimately fell short, and questions arise more than any answers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Clay Retro. Welcome to the final dance of this Salsa 64. The winner of this game will get the AU pass. We'll talk about that in a second. This is the acrobatic region. The final game of this said region should be a fun one, as I said. Let's go into the pod. Diego Yepez took care of Logan last Wednesday in an absolute classic style where Yepez used the power play move before Logan did to get the win and close out in 6. Ghost was absolutely overpowering Bowtie, and we don't speak much of Ashley Monaco. It's just Ashley taking care of business. But it's Clay Retro today. Winner of this game will get the world champion, Diego Yepez. 2 world champions in this region, our off-server and our regular world champion, Yepez, the league world champ. Should be an interesting one, indeed. Let's go to the scene real quick, and the scene will show us just Clay and the VC today. Retro had some, let's say, events going on, some extracurricular activities. But joining me will be Yoshi in the booth, and he'll also be the ref. I'll take care of the scoreboard. Happy Memorial Day. We honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and are no longer with us. Keeping our country free and safe, we will give them a tribute for the game, as always, as a moment of silence a little bit later. But first, let's get to the pregame. We'll start with Yoshi. Yoshi, obviously, for Clay, a lot has happened since he's last played, right? It's been a month. Yoshi, can you please let him know we are starting? That'd be good. Sorry about that. He's not in VC. We do apologize. But your thoughts on just Clay trying to bounce back? We know he's a very, very perennial Super League favorite to get back to it when he's on the ball. How does Retro come into this? Down 3 or up 3-1. He's blown a couple 3-1s this year. A lot of strange composure with this man. I would say out of everybody in the league, he's probably one of the strangest characters in terms of table talk and composure. Just says the most random nonsense. Do you think he actually stays composed knowing that he's at a hotel right now and it's a lot interesting stakes in a playoff-style game versus the past? And do you think Clay can weed through it? What do you got?
Yeah, I think based off of their results, although they aren't as good as we maybe some of us expected, they definitely show that they could win. They could definitely win. They have both won at least one series. So, and in the games they lost, they did bring it was they did win 3 games. They've gotten close to winning, but just falling short. So, really, it's gonna come down to who's really gonna take care of business, because now you kind of have to think about just getting more wins on the board so you can get closer to really get closer to that Super League position. I mean, neither of them are super in there, so they got a lot of work to make up for Retro, especially because he's only got 1 win, and he's only got 1 true win. So really gotta make some ground up, and beating Clay would definitely be a good statement win, because we saw what Clay could do in last season, and although we did lose against Lane, it definitely wasn't the Clay at 100%. I think he's going to be more back up to the Clay we expect in this matchup. And so for Clay, obviously, I guess a lot of circumstances kind of led to him losing against Lane, but I think if he still went to Game 7, he could easily come back from that. Just needs to get a win on Retro, and he'll have a good run going for him. Obviously, the next match is not going to be easy, but just got if he can take care of business with Retro, which is what we expect here, it'll definitely give him some momentum that he's looking for.
Yeah, well, that's what Retro basically said. Got to stop making those silly mistakes. This time I won't make any sort of mistake. I don't want another 3-1 or 3-4. We'll see what happens, but this one's fun supporter. Little banner there. Let's go to Clay real quick. Clay, obviously, this is an interesting moment in this round, right? This was supposed to be a regularly scheduled program game Tuesday last week. And I know you have the suit on. I can't see it, unfortunately, due to the stream, but you're locked in, ready to go, ready to load up here. Thoughts on just playing Retro today, in the sense that this is a rescheduled match, and what you got to do to attack? He's one of those guys that has really no composure. We really don't know what to expect. He truly is similar to Drip and Stingray, playing Retro.
Well, it really is just a matter of treating it like any other game and not getting too ahead of myself.
It's got to take it one card at a time. That sounds fair enough. All right, well, that's going to do it for the pregame. Let's get into the regular game. But before we get into the regular game, as I said, it's Memorial Day. So before we start this game, we're going to take a nice 15 seconds of moment of silence to honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and kept this place safe in America. Thank you, and God bless America. All right. Please take the honors, Yoshi. It's game one. It's for Clay.
Clay, you got the call. It's game one. Where are we going to start
9.
with? All right, 9.
All right, 9 cards will be.
That up.
For Clay, a lot needs to go right for this series win. He knows it too. It's a big point in the season. We are past the midway point to many people in the season. It's time to get do or die desperation right here. Clay starts it up. We're underway with the zero sugar start. And Yoshi, it's always intriguing to play on this day specifically. This was the 1-year anniversary of the first ever time Yepes played in the league. It's crazy to think it's been 1 year. This is the famous KT vacation. Watched the play-in and went off to another flight. It's an interesting game here today. 1-year anniversary of that. Let's see if both can play this one cool today. Clay picking 9, Retro going to go 7. Two double
definitely. Yeah, I mean, coming from two players who have made mistakes in the past, definitely got it. We're definitely gonna figure out who's left them out better.
Retro looking to see if he can play something here and get back on the board. For Clay, it's been, like I said, documented journey around here as we go for a blue 6 switch.
Okay.
Kind of interesting round ones for him. We obviously know in the past the Brando, as he draws again, possible 2-color. The Brando game, everything under the sun, which really was for Brando. He found a way to win. And then the lane loss, which was a round 1. His round 1's been tricky. Let's see if Retro has that third color.
Yeah, we might. I'm sure with Clay's hand not being super strong on 2 colors, Retro, it might be the same case for Retro, but it could be the other 2. But right now, he's looking to be okay with the green. It has another 6 too.
All right, Clay and Retro playing this one pretty clean. Retro, the +4 for the double.
Let's see what happens here. Is this gonna be check or game?
Looking like game with a triple move. Yep, that's game. 2 minutes, not even barely less than 2 minutes. Retro already off the top. Clay, it seemed like, unfortunately, when you had that 2-color stuff, it suffocates your hand, and that's usually game sometimes in this league with less than 9 cards. Sometimes when you get to 5, you're almost put in a box. Is that really what you saw? Just put into a box, similar to, I guess, your Lane Series game 1? I remember that. It was a little interesting. Clay?
Maybe I just wanted to get a taste of victory.
That was 9, right?
Yes.
Okay, it was not 7. Okay, all good. That was a 9-game start. I'm going to ask Retro a question. Yeah, Yoshi, just seemed like it was classic. Retro had. I'm just going to say, Clay. All right, not having those 2 colors. Well, hold on. We got.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to clear that up, but yeah, no, we're not starting yet.
Using those two numbers. Except those two colors allow you to efficiently play into more concretely. Okay. Yeah, right now, Yoshi, that was just classic. Clay was burned on two colors, and Retro basically just waited for the last two colors, which was the green and the ultimate red finisher. And that's how it is sometimes. When you're burned on two colors, you're iced out. Retro can take advantage of that. Just not Retro, any player can take advantage of that. He did a good job to execute there. And he's lucky enough for Clay, so a little lady luck too, too. That's nice. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean with Clay, you had to try something if you didn't have yellow or blue to really use much. I don't even. It doesn't. It's not his fault for Clay for Retro just ending the game there. He needed to get something going, and he was only really able to play like 3 cards before on the green before Retro was able to win the game. So, so yeah, I guess just Retro just got the right color, the right starting color with yellow, because that forced Clay into a draw, and then switched into a color once, and everything worked out really for him.
Yeah, it just seems typical plan day there for Retro. Try and throw it back in the name. We'll see what happens. Game 2, it's already been announced. 8 cards is the call. I'll take it. Here we go.
Okay.
Clay's in. Retro needs this one to go up 2-0. Clay needs to get the split here. Retro's got the momentum early. So far, the mid-tier package, Yoshi, as we go with that blue 8, how fitting on the 8. The mid-tier package has been a usual starter in the league in round 1s and 2s. We start to fade a little bit. Some people typically pick 10 plus. Usually that's the trend. We also have the outliers of Cap and certain players like Mitt that go 7, 6, 5 to start the game. It's a wide range, and we're going to see what happens here on this 8. Clay trying to maximize this mid-tier package and maybe hope Retro goes high. Or who knows? Maybe Retro will think, you know what? If I get this win here, mid-tier's good. Let's stay low. We'll find out. Something to note.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about as the game starts. Playing it cool to start things off, which I think is just understandable, you know.
Small straight there, yeah. Look at that small straight, 0 through 3. Nice. Retro draws.
Eventually, we're going to have someone drawing, but Clay's able to switch this time.
Free Retro up, if done right. Oh!
Wow.
Now, this is where Clay could think. Does he go back to that red and hope for it, or is that what he needed to play into it?
Not what he needed.
Huge moment for Retro now. And that green is something he likes. Clay needs to think about getting to that red. That's the way to do it. Does Retro have something to counter?
Yeah, he might not have reds either, but I do think that green switch was more of a defensive play. +2.
Oh my goodness, he baits Clay into yellow. Ho ho ho.
Oh my goodness.
Retro out of control right now in a good way.
Jeez, Clay got Clay's looking to try and switch this. He doesn't, just the double play.
Is this Retro for check? Into a win? For the 2-0 Retro. No, just check.
Uno.
Check for Retro. Clay, beautiful.
Switch.
Is it number efficiency? Number efficiency for Retro. Does he have it? That'd be something.
Yeah. That would be a great play on his end, but
sometimes we see it. Sometimes that number efficient play, nothing.
Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, Clay had to do that. And red 0 also good move there.
Good move there. Retro might have check here. Ooh, it's 2-2.
That's a good table check, but can't really do much with it. Clay's going to draw, so either way, they're drawing back after both being at 2. Now they're both at 3.
Nope. Top deck, Kevin.
Okay.
Retro at 2.
Back down.
Clay looking to match. Tough switch here if it is a switch. That'd be very tough. Yeah, it's too risky.
Okay.
Good move from
Clay.
Clay.
Fair play there. Now, it's just on number efficiency now if he has it. doesn't.
The retro possession arrow because of that one top deck lucky. Clay is drawing back. It is retro's in control right now because of the possession arrow. But we are drawing back. Clay trying to find something here. Or does he stay patient? That's what you got to look at, Yoshi. Do you stay patient, run this back, build that hand, stack it up nicely, or make the clean cut? Gonna go with it. Retro should be able to run here. Blue's the new color.
Yeah, it's the newest one because it's. Whoa, okay.
That's risky. Clay can run it right here.
Clay not gonna be faced by it. Just gonna play a blue 6. He's going to his usual plan. But retro gets back to yellow.
Oh boy, retro to yellow. Does Clay save some?
Clay has stuff there. Retro looking to get back to his color.
Nothing from Clay. This is big for retro. He needed it. It's an icer.
Okay.
Isolation from both. Really well timed by both players. Retro really favoring that top deck. Really doing good so far. Clay to green.
Another switch. And there's Radin.
That might be game.
Oh.
Retro with the bait move to get it.
Is that... Yeah, wait. Then why he used that blue skip early?
That might have been a fade route.
Huh?
What? What?
What does that mean? Is he...
What? What's going on? ¿Qué pasa? What's going on here?
Wait, retro. What are you...
Okay. Waiting for retro here. That is a weird one right there. Not gonna lie. We've seen some weird things this so far.
I was gonna say, yeah, like
okay. Well,
if he used the blue skip like that, then I wouldn't have been surprised if he used it again with the green skip. So now Clay is, and now Clay can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, Clay back in the rhythm here. I think he's gonna take this one. Check though.
Uno. Oh boy.
That's just top deck. Not much. Clay for the win. Nothing.
Okay.
Now Retro's got a shot here. Unbelievable. What a turn of events. He's got the shit.
No way.
Number efficiency clutch. Clay needs it. Nothing Retro to get it back somehow.
Is it double? Is it 2 reds? Does he got another red?
No.
Okay.
Wow, what a weird, bizarre game so far. It seems Retro has been able to get the top deck luck, where Clay has just not been able to execute that just yet.
Yeah, I think at some point one of them's going to draw a really big card that they're going to need for the end here. But Retro's going to play red 8.
Clay gets one back. Nothing from Retro.
There you go. Okay.
Clay just going to draw back as well. More
Another
again
red.
from Retro. The top deck heaven. Clay going to switch to green. New colors, though. New colors, new freshies in the deck after the draw city.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't lead to the finish unless Clay got something crazy off of the draw. So he's going to run with the screen while Retro's going to have to draw unless he can switch, which at this point is a risk. So
no, he's willing to just play content here. Clay looking really clean. This could be check into the win. Here we go.
You got a +4.
No call out. That's Clay for the win. Got it.
Yeah, I think this is game.
Yeah, it's game, 100%. 6 mans. Clay gets one back. Retro, though, interesting. Playing that one really clean until that skip play. Clay, good job there. Looking like ammo control became more of a thing at the end of the series. Talk me about color control, man, because a lot of color control has been the key in most of your wins so far this season. In this case, truly was good color control. Switching onto that blue-yellow, let Retro run the pace on the yellow, dictated go back to red as an isolation move. Talk to me about how you used the isolation move on the red road that was ultimately the lock and key combo to pull the pin when you got that +4 on draw city.
I noticed that when he played the skip that he didn't have anything else to play, so I just kept banking on that. So that opened up the thing too. But when he played the +2 and then immediately switched to something else, it made me have a strong feeling he had nothing left in red. So if I just kept leaning on that, he would have had to keep drawing.
Yep. Okay. How do you... Asking a question here. How do you plan on attacking? What's it different? Sorry about that, boys. All right, there we go. Okay, my question now to you, Yoshi, is look, it's 1-1. Retro's composure has been something. It's something to
Yeah.
say the least. It's been some right there. I think it's the first case of just the composure. Wasn't it? Tried those door openers, left it hanging, and when you do that once in a while, it works, but it also can cost. Do you think it cost them there too much door opening? Gave Clay too much, just enough lock and key, and that red isolation ultimately was the figure to get the win.
Yeah, just when it's one of those times where Clay finds an opening that Retro inevitably has to give up because when you get to Uno and then you still can't get the finish, what he probably doesn't have, and yeah, just the way they play previously, yeah, it's definitely a strategy that that you can rely on with players who sometimes just have a strategy but don't really think about what that strategy leads to the other opponent thinking. And it seems to be a lot of like I think for Clay, he's looking to really predict what Retro's going for, and definitely worked out this time because he got some good draws, and along with just knowing that he was weak on certain colors. We'll see if Retro can do the same, but Clay definitely has the advantage in that field right now.
Yeah, Clay doing a good job to get that one back, but it is still Retro with the home court now after that 1-1 split. Got 3 home games. We'll see what he can do here. Yoshi, just pick him and ask him what we got. Just can't be 9.
Great. Wow. He somehow knew that.
Okay, 6 cards. We're not going high. This could be a preview of what we're going to see here, Yoshi. You take the call on this one.
Yeah. So Retro keeping it low, and in fact going lower. They both join, and we are already underway. Green 2. And he's going for an interesting move here to just, if he gets a good hand, he knows he can get it done. But a double play is what we're going to start with, which could lead to a draw right after, unless Retro gets the switch here.
He does.
He does.
You can pretty much read that. That was a bait look, and Retro down at 3 now. Like I said, this is a preview of Captain Myth. This is what we're expected to see in that series. Very low, nothing high, nothing above 10. I think that's what we're going to be seeing here for a little bit.
Okay. So nothing from Retro now, and Clay is now able to double play as well.
That's a double of his own. Similar. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's risking it right there on a 6-card start. There it is. There's the risk. Clay with the sneak attack.
Call out.
Surprised that worked with the double hands. That game. No.
Okay.
Surprised the double exclamation worked too. That's interesting. That was double exclamation. Wow, that actually worked.
It was, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it could only be single, but okay. Good to know.
Okay. Interesting how this is our first really big drawback, and it ended up being when Clay got to Uno. And honestly,
there's the red.
Right. Oh man.
Retro needed the red. Clay going to run with the 2-7. Deuces loose combo.
All right,
Retro the +2. Good move. Sends Clay packing slightly.
Yeah. Retro just finding a way to get back.
Good table check there. Red 4 now from Retro. Clay for the ditto play right there off the Retro. Retro looking for Uno to check it off.
Yeah, he could, but he doesn't.
Now Clay can be comfortable in these reds when he wants. But does he get aggressive and switch? He's just comfortable right here. Retro again top deck, Kevin. My goodness,
Zero.
Retro. Hard to switch. Retro looking for potential. Checks the table. That's a draw, 100%. Clay ties it. Looking for the lead right here. God, he's going to switch it. Now it's a run to the color.
It's a big move,
Nothing.
and Retro doesn't have it, so Clay really is right there, and I think he's gonna do it.
That's game. That's two. That's the risk with 6 cards, ladies and gents, and that's Clay taking advantage. Clay, 6 cards, man, can go either way. Retro basically played into your hand in a way with the red exposure early. Is that pretty much what happened? You saw that red exposure, waited for one last color to go to the end, which was blue, and ultimately stayed plan A and B.
So it was a risk for sure because he was the one who switched it to red. So instead of just immediately going for his color switch, I wanted to test the waters first to see if he could make a run of red. That's why I checked the table to see if I had breathing room. And then when he drew, I just kept pushing it.
Sometimes you gotta push the pace sometimes, Yoshi. That's exactly what Clay did. Well, let me know your thoughts on this game as I ask Retro his question. What's your thoughts so far? It seems like Clay is not too fond of. Seems pretty comfortable with these lower card starts, and he's not too fond to rush anything. He's really not using his ammo when Retro gets to check and top that. He's staying comfortable and composed. Retro, erratic as usual.
Yeah, I guess what I'm taking from this game specifically, I don't know what Retro was looking for with the 6 card start. Maybe he was looking for just a just a monster hand or something, but no, he was back. He just back to it's basically a skill based game. There wasn't a lot of big ammo used. The +2 was a fair move, but it didn't really stop Clay. And I guess with the mistakes he makes, they aren't major, but they do end up costing him, and he's got to think about how he draws and really just when to like not get too comfortable switching, because he did switch a lot, and he did get away with it because Clay didn't win off of it. But as soon as Clay started switching, as soon as Clay got that switch into blue, Retro had nothing. I mean, it looks like there's definitely a key difference here where when Retro switches, it tends to help Clay, and it doesn't work out for Retro. And when Clay switches, it works out a lot better. So I think with that, he's really got to find that balance of switching for his advantage and for Clay's disadvantage, because that's what Clay's doing, and it's really biting him right now.
Yeah, oh man. Hoping they could get the end game basically, and never showed. I mean that's the thing, Yoshi. Playing that's classic OG typical style. You want to get the cards and end it. Yeah, trying to make an adjustment will be interesting here. I wonder if he will, because playing that OG style, we saw it. It didn't work with Art much last year. It hasn't worked a lot with the players at the back. We got to see the adjustment. In-game adjustments is key in this league. Let's see if Retro's got some. Please do the honors for the call. You can't do 9 still.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna go up to the double digits here.
Well,
it's a little bit higher than the first card star, the highest so far, and this is where he needs to get the win right now.
Yeah, this is a pivotal moment in the series. Game 4, last home game until Game 6 if we get there. Retro looking for here as we wait for the bot to just do its thing. Okay.
Yellow 8 is the start.
Yeah, Yellow 8 it is. Retro in this basically a different spot. He will not be up 3-1 today. That is for sure. Remember, power play on the board. I don't expect either to use it till we get this Game 4 complete. Then someone could make the move. Should be a feel-out game right here.
And
that
he starts
is
off
absolutely
with a really bad Clint play.
That's even worse than a Clint play. Oh my word.
Yeah. Maybe just. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is interesting. Retro composure, man, and we talk about it all the time. We have not seen many of those play. We really hadn't seen one for a solid like 50 days until Monkey did it against Chomik, and now this is round 1. It's coming back, and it's interesting. We've had a lot of clean cut playing. That's the first real signs of composure striking. Nothing for play though. He's gonna get away with it.
Yeah, I guess what I'm taking from this is, I mean, Retro isn't doing as much table talk as he usually does, but so I guess potentially more concentrated on the game, but he's still got to work on his game because right now he's taking advantage of the flaws in it.
Blue 4, okay.
You know, the Blues are running them down.
We're going to switch. Remember, we switched into that blue from Clay. Retro wasn't the initiator. Now he is.
He gets to switch into green. Is Clay going to be able to switch out?
Clay could run it. He could run. He could be content to run it right here.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he's content.
All right, well,
content to
let's
run
see if Retro plays... See if Retro... What does Retro play? Okay.
Well, that what was the play? Was it the G5? I mean,
it wasn't that color. It wasn't that one.
Now he could play right here.
So running.
We know he's got green. We know he's got it. It's just when he plays it. I'm surprised by this.
I think he probably just forgot that he exposed that card.
Classic.
So, no reds on for Retro now.
Yeah, that's a mistake on Retro right there. Clay veteran move right there. Get out of that as fast as humanly possible. That is a backdoor option if you need it. Now Retro playing from behind with the backdoor option. Now obviously Clay has some issues on that yellow early. That early yellow phase looks into a draw. But he's trying to get away with it. Here comes the reverse looking for a double.
Big move.
He goes into yellow. Interesting. Retro seemed to like it earlier.
Yeah, that's true. I guess he would. Yeah, okay. So he's going for just try and give a look where he doesn't have yellow, and now he's going to start running that. Oh my. Okay.
That is intriguing from Clay right there. Trying to play tricky with it. Try to get Retro into an eye candy look to say how I'm fading the yellow for the end. And that's got Retro iced out on blue. It doesn't even matter.
Can't even do anything.
Iced out perfection from Clay. Retro tried, but nothing. Oh, this is a monster
now he's
hand.
Back to yellow.
Monster hand.
Just
monster
wanted to get
hand.
rid of that blue, and
yeah, it's a monster.
This is probably
hand.
where the run begins. Yeah.
Monster hand for the win right here. Calling it. He's only got check.
0, so he should get the win at this point unless he has a 0. Yeah.
That game for Clay.
Really? Okay. So
interesting 2 wild flush.
Yeah.
I'll ask him about that. You don't see that from Clay ever. Usually he's pretty crisp and clean. Oh my god. That's Retro. That is Retro right there on the signs.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting to see it here.
Now, let's see if Retro gets some top deck luck here. He could switch it. Beautiful ball.
He definitely does the switch here, and Clay is not going to be able to do anything.
Retro is in an interesting spot right now. He's admitted he's got no power cards, yet he's still finding a way with it. It seems the top decks have been truly Retro's ball game today. Clay is not getting many.
Yeah.
Now the interesting part right here is the 5. What will it be?
Oh, the 5. Yeah, Retro gets it.
Does Clay want that though?
Yeah, for sure. He definitely could have done that because that's what he wanted. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, that's a great double play.
Uno, so Retro has a chance to respond.
Does Retro get a +2 or some switchback of his own?
Yeah, I mean anything that isn't.
Oh, here we go. Reverse looking for a double. Oh, that's
okay.
That's interesting.
To avoid any number efficiency, I guess.
It worked. Clay did not have the trip screen to the end. Interesting. Retro keeps it alive.
What was I thinking there?
Trying to
It's
limit
just
the
say
yeah, you're right. You're trying to limit the numbers, right? Don't lose it. We saw it with Seth and H. We've seen it with who was it? The other one that was big. We saw it with myself. We've seen it with G and Cat. We saw a number of efficient play gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good move. It's not the worst move. Though I am suspect of no power cards because he just did one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like with the plus, I was thinking like if he after that +2, the only ammo he could have had there was whatever he got off the +2. Okay, is Retro gonna draw off this?
I know.
Oh, okay. Never
No,
mind.
no, no.
Yeah, here we
Huge
go.
send right here.
+6.
Triple play incoming. Yep.
We'll
Sends
see if
sends Clay
this
back.
is gonna show if you should do that to Clay or not.
Clay is a guy that usually likes more cards when he gets drawn 6, 10, 8. We'll see. Lane was the exception. He was able to get it. Lane got away with it. I don't know if he's going to get away with it today, Retro. Yeah, this is 2 OG. This is 2 OG, Yoshi. Way too OG style. Clay's going to take advantage, take it for lunch right here, barring top deck luck here. Yep.
Yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, if you go for a double +2, if you go for a +2 switch, you might as well have something else left and to at least like. Oh, he goes
Triple
back to the
move.
green.
Beautiful.
That is great. But maybe okay, no, yeah. I was thinking maybe he's gonna do a triple skip, but nah, he's gonna keep it green to hopefully force another draw here.
At green 5 ultimately was the key of this series. Oh boy.
Wow.
That's the top deck. He's been getting this all series. He's been getting the top deck heaven, and it's working again. Retro
Okay.
just getting some magic hands right there at the right time. Scoreboard flipper. Clay has to rethink.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Clay in these situations, sometimes he does a +4 right back. He's gonna do a +2. We'll see if he stacks more. Just a +2. Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Get it back to a 6-7 game. Retro will still have a chance to tie because of 2 freshies. I expect him to tie, potentially take the lead, and he's going to switch.
Wow. Green.
Nothing from Clay. It's big for Retro all of a sudden.
And Retro is able to run okay.
Clay out. He's iced out still. Retro can run a little more. He can. Retro with the momentum. Clay got to get it back to some color he wants. Potentially that ice cold.
Yeah, he's gonna get it with the red.
And Retro had red though. I had a feeling. Remember with the +2, with another +2, he would have something with the +4 combos. And he reset. I think he needed to get back to the ice cold. Let's see. Did Clay have something prepared? Nope. Just 2 up. Retro for dose. You got it. Nothing crazy there. Just top 4. 2 to 6.
2. Yeah, Clay gonna probably
+4. Can't take him home with you. Good move. Can't take him home with you. Good move from Clay.
Yeah, it puts him in the lead, and now retro up to 6, and really just got to figure out what can he do now. Did he? I don't know. I mean, this feels like a +4 where Retro's not going to get a whole lot of to work with, but he gets back to the
that red. That's great. That's what he needs. His number efficiency from Clay.
Could have been what Clay wanted though. He's going to play a red 0.
Clay all of a sudden a dose. Retro down 1 possession. Clay for the finish. No, just check.
Ooh.
Retro for dose.
He did have reds. He did kind of bait Retro into doing that.
Clay for the win.
Clay have it.
Got it with the number efficiency.
No.
Oh, big win from Clay there. Clay, number efficiency was your friend there. Ultimately, right there, man, it seems to be a series of, you're fighting another battle here of Retro's getting this really good top deck luck. And you've been having to make a lot of workarounds, especially on that card start over 10 plus. Ultimately, was it the switch where I said you needed to get back into that ice cold blue? I was right because I felt like you had a blue at the end, which indeed it was. But was it a case of you're glad you did it because it appears you only had 1 blue, which was the 5. So you did a little bit of an end around for sure.
I only needed to get back to blue because of his final +2 there.
That final +2, yeah. Okay then. Yeah, we appreciate the scoreboard update. Got that going to answer retro question. Yoshi, your thoughts so far? Seems like that green 5 ultimate from retro. A lot of mistakes on the composure. A little bit of weird commentary. It's not working right now. That's all I got to say. It seems like Clay is taking retro to lunch right now.
Yeah, there's not really much to say. Because the only thing retro is going from right now is those +2s, because those seem to be working, but everything else just not really stopping Clay in any way. It's just he needs to get he had a lot of reds, but that was kind of what Clay needed, and he's got to be aware of those kind of bait switches and stuff, because I think he did that +4 as a defense, and I felt like he definitely was likely to have some reds left. And with retro switching, unless he had a run, it definitely wasn't the right move to make, and clearly he didn't have the run, so nothing you could really do. Just really have to figure out, really have to potentially be more content to draw back. Still a lot that retro needs to work on, right? And you just gotta adapt, because Clay, because we haven't mentioned it at all, but power plays are not been used. Clay can easily use one to finish this off.
He says, I'll do whatever I gotta do. We'll see. Clay in the power play position whenever he wants. Retro, I guess, just in case, because he may not even hear. I don't. Oh boy. All right, that's it for that. Yoshi, do the honors for Clay. He's one away. Let's see what it'll be.
Clay 8, 6, and 11 are the cards that you can't pick for the start. So what we're gonna do in game 5, which could be the last one.
7.
The OG. Can the OG take Clay home and get this 4-1, or does Retro find a little bit of magic to get back to a game 6? Here it is.
Yeah. I guess right now he's hoping for the magic that Nam got against Brian. But in this case, it's even worse, because he's down 3-1 instead of 3-2.
Retro has done a lot. Down or up 3-1, he never can convert. If he does it here, this would be something. Clay out early.
Okay. What is Retro gonna do? Because with 7-card starts, a switch could be either really good or really bad, and it depends on the move. And there's a lot that can come into play with just this early in the game, and he's gonna take the switch.
Yeah, now wasting time here. Retro, basically, as he said, no expectations. Playing Retro, let's just go into it, see what happens here. Exceptional work from Retro early, trying to steal one back, get this to a game 6, and we'll go from there. It'll be red 5 now.
Yeah, Retro runs out.
There's the switch. Had a feeling. Ice cold. That's a new color. Still waiting on that sunshine yellow. Clay runs.
Yeah, it gets down to 3 as Retro gotta think about doing
+2,
something here.
He's got it.
Move.
Big move from Retro. Don't even mind that at all. He's the dose. Clay back to 5. Now, does Clay play this one cool, or does he try to risk it? Let's see. He plays it cool. Smart, cool. Smart move there. Smart move to play it cool. Despite that, I still think it's a smart move to play it cool. Force Retro to win the game on 4 blues. It's the right move. Why give him the unnecessary ammo? Clay will think this one through, but he's still in a good spot here if he plays his cards right. Let's see. He's going to red. Is it a wild finish from Retro?
Yeah, it would have to be, but it's not.
Clay, smart move, playing it cool. Once again.
All the momentum.
That's the momentum he needs. That's a double. I think he's going to cap off the cherry with the Sunday right here. That's it. Called it. Play it cool. Make it rule. That's what it's about for Clay. 4-1. Best game. Clay, I pretty much read you like a book, man. Why take an unnecessary risk to switch it? Why give the momentum to Retro? Great move of playing discipline there, playing it cool, and getting the 4-1. That was an easy win for you.
It's because he didn't draw any cards, and the last time he was on red, he was forced to draw until he switched.
Smart. Good studying right there, Yoshi, and that's what it's all about. I think Retro got outclassed there, other than that game one where it did favor him.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, like I noticed a lot of things he could have done to stop Clay, and he did in some situations, but just not enough because he wasn't prioritizing that in his gameplay. It was just kind of doing it when he was like, oh, I have this card, I might as well do it because I realized that he was drawing earlier, and in some cases it worked, but there's not. I mean, when Clay has that in his arsenal 24/7, it's really you're against someone who's gonna watch your every move, and you really gotta give out a different look if you want to get a win against someone like that. So when Clay knows what he's doing, he knows what he's doing. I'm not too surprised. This is how this ended up. But he has a tough opponent up ahead, which I think not. So he's really definitely going to be an opponent to potentially study tape or just look back at what he's done to get what he's done so far in this season. Because now he's up against a player where higher up the ranks, getting this, and if he gets that win, that's definitely going to help him, Super League wise. So there's a lot. He has an opportunity here, and definitely took it against Retro to really expose any weaknesses and take advantage of mistakes, and just really very clean. Not much to say there. I could see him going very far. If he gets past Yepes, I think is really going to be the key.
Yeah, let's ask Clay before we sign off. For Clay, big thoughts on Yepes coming in, the world champion from last year. A lot of interesting thoughts about Yepes' style. Has it not evolved? Has it devolved? He's got a lot of scrutiny. You're under intense scrutiny. It's 4-2 versus 3-2. Big playoff style match. What's your thoughts entering that next round?
I think he is definitely going to be one of the biggest opponents I face this year. And I just need to not lose my cool, Play it like any other game.
That's it, man. I definitely agree with that. It's got a player composed doing it like you always do, and see what Yepes' chaotic style sometimes can be actually executable. Sometimes it is executable, Yoshi, where he can get burned on certain draw plays. Let's see if that remains true. But let's go into the pod. It is Ashley Ghost. It is Yepes Clay. That truly was chalk. It was a chalk upper deck, as I like to say, on that acrobatic region. We did also have the 2 seed winning, which that helps. We don't know so much about. Wait a minute. No, we don't. We had the. No, it was 2 seed, right? 2 seed was when it was Cham and Drip, and then we have another game, Yoshi and Aiden. I think Aiden was the only big dog that didn't. He was the only upset that finished it off there against Eli. So It's a pretty chalk region overall. That's going to conclude for the acrobatic region. We have one more game tonight to kind of resume. I guess you can call it a suspended game. That was with the Ed Dark game, which was something to add. I mean, it was something to watch Saturday night. Glad we're going to refinish that up and get the round concluded. But that's it for the round 1 on streams. We will not restream Dark and Ed. That is a non-stream now after the suspension. We'll see you for a special game day on Wednesday. That's right, Wednesday, because of some timing restrictions. We'll have Ashley Ghost kicking off the round early. Like I said, it's a rare thing to do, but we have to do it due to some timing restrictions. So we'll see Ashley Ghost on Wednesday to kick off your Tango 32. And then after that, we'll get to the regular playing window beginning Friday night or Friday, whenever we get scheduling going on the 30th and 29th for the waiver players. We'll get the next round going Friday. Saturday, Sunday will be opening weekend of the Tango 32. We'll have Ashley Ghost as the special game. to kick us off Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. For all of us, I want to thank Yoshi for reffing the game, Alex, of course, Eli a little bit, and I believe Art was watching too. Appreciate him for taking time out of his day to watch a little bit. For Clay and Retro, obviously, Retro, wish him the best whatever he's doing right now on vacation. But it was Master Chef Clay taking the win, getting the job done. He'll play Yepez in your Tango 32, which will be a scheduled early game because of that pot situation. Appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for sticking with us here on an interesting Salsa 64. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you back here for Wednesday afternoon for some 1 o'clock old-fashioned afternoon Uno with Ashley Ghost.